desperate times calls for desperate measures. So Chris has very kindly borrowed me his wireless grinder. So let's see if we can get these heads off. Great success. So that's it. We've already loosened everything up, so this should just come off. We're taking the 10mm bolts out from inside the wings, so that should nice and straightforward now. Get this popped out. Of course, if you haven't seen the previous videos, I will put them in the description, so you can go back and watch those. So there you can see there, over the bumper, there's one there, there's one over there 10mm, but the ratchet's not getting it, so I can work around it anyway. So I'll just get this rad pack, and then obviously when it's off I can then just put the grinder on them, because right now I just can't get to it. So this is badly rusted, as you can see, so I'm going to get one go at this. This is for one of the subscribers, Mark C. You were going on about getting a proper one. So there we go. So that's a nice heavy duty Torx 30. So I hope you're happy now. So we're going to see if we can get this one off. I have just tried to turn it. And there we go. Yeah, so lucky that one's loose. And then we'll do the other side. What do we reckon? Did it crack or not? There we go. Success. So I'll get these both undone now. I've already taken off the 2 bolts for the headlight, so that's the last one. And then get it unclipped and get them out. And then holding the headlight in is this. And that one there. They've got little clips on the back of them. So I'll get a little flathead, just get them popped off. So that's the headlights out. So we've got, holding the wing in, Torx 30 there. This bracket here was the one that was falling apart, so we'll replace that as well, but that's 10mm, that should be straightforward. Taking off the bolts across the top here, so there's 3 there. There's that one there, and then there's a couple behind the bumper bracket. So let's get this one off. Forgot to press record, so that one came off with a nice satisfying crack noise, which is good. Now onto this 10, I don't need to take that off to get the wing off, but that bracket's coming off anyway because it's corroded to death. So that one's nice and loose as well. And then I've got 2 really challenging ones for this bracket, but see them later. Yeah. And then inside the wheel well behind this piece of plastic, zoom out a little bit, it's got 2 Torx 25s, holds it in, covers that, and then behind that there's another Torx 30 there holding the wing on, so we'll get that one off. Now obviously it's easier with the wheel off, but there we go. Oh, very nice. If only every other bolt in this car was just like this, this would have been finished ages ago. Right, get that whipped off. Now, check them 2 out. What do you reckon? I reckon they're going to round off them, aren't they? But we'll give it a go. Well, it just bent. But never mind. That side bent too. But thankfully, I've got replacement sills and replacement wings anyway. Yeah, I'm going to have to try and get hold of some of those bolts and tie things. Apart from that, it's actually not that bad. I mean, obviously it possibly could have been repaired if I wouldn't have chopped it, but it doesn't matter because I've got a replacement anyway. I'm sure it'll be recycled into something useful, like some bolts or something. So that, it's got off with the grinder, because like I said, I'm not fussed, because that's still, I've got a replacement anyway. Now, on to these two here. So I think I might just be able to wiggle that out, but you can see the state of the holding bracket. What an absolute mess. So if you look at from that angle, so that looks really bad, but it's actually not, because as I say, here there's two bolts underneath there that's holding that bracket on, so I'm going to get them undone, and then this wing should come off. But this bit here is still solid, so it'd be a case of cleaning that up, wire brushing it, and then put either some tough black paint on there or some stone chip, but that will clean up nice, and then we'll get a nice new bracket. Well, new to the car bracket at least anyway, but of course it'll be second hand. I think I might have it on that one, but I haven't checked yet, so I'm going to keep that a surprise for me. So let's see if we can get these two off. Under here, I think, yeah, that's a Torx 30. Just flaking in my hands, to be honest. And that one feels like it was a Torx 30. I don't think it is anymore. Right, but let's have a look anyway. Now, how to get in there? I've already said it once, I know, and everyone's like, why didn't you just take the wheel off? I know, I should have took the wheel off. Look at that. Snap my Torx bit. That's a heavy duty one as well. I remember this journey from the last time. And that's the advantage here of buying a rolling shell, because these little bits and pieces mount up. So the fact that this is still on the car, which is great. So TT Shop Blackburn must have known I needed one. So again, very fortunate. That is fantastic. That is absolutely like new. So that one should be more straightforward to just get off. But I do need to drill out the holes on that one. So taking out the battery section here, again, it's all rotten. You can see all the bolts in there. So I'm going to put the one off this one on there. That's all going to need a massive cleanup in here. But slowly but surely, we're slowly getting things out of the way, ready for this to come out. Just need to get some more bolts loose. This wing started to undo this side now, so I'll crack on with that. But I might just leave that one on for now and then just focus on getting the sill off on the driver's side. So this project is brought to you by sponsored and supported by the TT Shop in Blackburn. They supply all second-hand parts for Mark 1 and also now Mark 2 vehicles as well. So if you're looking for wings, they've got plenty of those in stock in all a variety of colours, all very varying conditions. So ones that you can prepare yourself, some that are ready for paint. If you're looking for engines, gearboxes, new glass, broken doors, right the way through to door cards, rad packs, an abundance of transfer boxes, more gearboxes, a blowing exhaust or a downpipe. Or if simply you just want to buy a car that runs, that you want to do as a project, they also have vehicles available to do that as well. So get in touch with them. I'll put a link in the description for the TT Shop in Blackburn, and also you will receive a 10% discount if you use the code Imola10, which is here somewhere. So get in touch. That discount only applies to actual parts, not postage and packaging. So obviously if you're going to take an engine, then that'll be a separate charge. But get in touch with the guys down at the TT shop Blackburn, and they will be more than happy to assist you with your requirements, whether that be used parts or just a car to work with. Thank you very much to the TT shop Blackburn for supporting and sponsoring this project. Now back to the car. And that's the advantage here of buying a rolling shell, because these little bits and pieces mount up. So the fact that this is still on the car, which is great. So TT shop Blackburn must have known I needed one. So again, very fortunate. That is fantastic. That is absolutely like new. So that one should be more straightforward to just get off. But I do need to drill out the holes on that one. So taking out the battery section here, again, it's all rotten. You can see all the bolts in there. So I'm going to put the one off this one on there. That's all going to need a massive cleanup in here. But slowly but surely, we're slowly getting things out of the way, ready for this to come out. Just need to get some more bolts loose. This wing started to undo this side now, so I'll crack on with that. But I might just leave that one on for now and then just focus on getting the sill off on the driver's side. Lucky for me, it's not too bad. So that's one down. Let's get the rest out. So now I've taken off the wheel so I can get to this arse liner off to take these two bolts off the back. And look at that. That shock absorber is mint. The drive shafts. Control arms are still intact though, but I think the springs are shot, but I've got some new ones, but I'm not messing with that today. So let's get this wheel liner off. Get these two bolts on the back of this sill. So the sill's off. The bolts, they're going to need drilling out. That one's loose, but it's just spinning. It's going to need a new trailing arm, control arms, shock absorbers. So it means that, yeah, it's a bit more work, but I mean, you've seen what's underneath the sill. That's not too bad at all, really. If we look at the inside the wheel, driver side or the front, and again, I've already had a little go at that. So again, it's a surface rust. So let's clean it up. That there, just drill the bolt holes out of that. We've already seen that we've got a spare, thankfully, on the donor vehicles. We'll get that fitted. But steady progress. Bits are coming off, and it's just a case of just carrying on with it. So I'll leave it there for now. I've got to get packed up. So I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.